Chapter 1 Whispers of the Prairie. Midnight had a voice of its own on the prairie, one that only truly quieted hearts could hear. As the cool wind swept over the gently waving sea of grasses, it carried the soft rustle of leaves, the distant call of a lone owl, and the gentle, lulling hum of crickets hidden in the shadows. The vastness of the night stretched on in all directions, as boundless as the sky above. Tonight, the stars seemed to have gathered closer to Earth, clustering together in great sparkling clusters that lit the open prairie with a soft, silvery glow. The full moon hung low and round, bathing the land in an ethereal light that turned every blade of grass and every wildflower petal into a shimmering piece of stardust. It was in this light that two young friends, Daisy and Finn, began their nighttime journey. Daisy, with her golden curls and curious heart, had never been one to fall asleep easily. The prairie was her playground, and the night sky her ceiling. Finn, her loyal companion, was a gentle brown-furred dog with eyes that mirrored the deep, mysterious green of the tall prairie grasses. Together, they loved nothing more than to explore the world around them, even after the sun dipped below the horizon and the quiet of the night settled over everything. "Look, Finn," Daisy whispered, crouching beside a clump of wildflowers as she pointed at a small, glowing firefly. "It's like they've all come out just for us tonight." Finn let out a soft bark of agreement, his nose twitching with the scents of wild sage and dewy grass. The fireflies blinked and glowed, moving gently through the cool air like tiny stars adrift in the sea of the night. As they walked on, Daisy felt the wind pick up, brushing against her face with a cool, comforting touch. It was the sort of wind that brought stories with it, stories of days long past and dreams yet to be dreamt. She closed her eyes for a moment, letting the breeze carry her thoughts away. She imagined herself as a tiny speck, part of the grand dance of nature, moving with the rhythm of the wind and the beat of the stars. Chapter 2 The Hidden Pathway. The prairie stretched out like an endless, silvery carpet. As Daisy and Finn wandered under the stars, they felt like the only ones in this vast, moonlit world. Yet, there was a feeling in the air that something magical was waiting for them. Not far ahead, Daisy spotted something odd. A faint glow beneath a large, drooping willow tree. Its silvery leaves shivered in the cool wind, whispering secrets to the night. Daisy tilted her head and gazed closer. "Do you see that, Finn?" Finn wagged his tail, his eyes gleaming with the same sense of wonder. The glow was soft, like a hidden path leading somewhere mysterious. Holding her breath, Daisy stepped forward, feeling her heart thump with excitement. She brushed aside the drooping willow leaves, and there, in the soft soil beneath, was a winding, narrow path that shimmered as if sprinkled with tiny stars. With a deep breath, Daisy and Finn stepped onto the path, feeling as though they were walking on dreams. Chapter 3 The Meeting with the Owl Sage. The path led them deeper into the heart of the prairie, winding past clusters of tall, whispering grasses and flowers that seemed to glow in the moonlight. Suddenly, Daisy heard a soft rustling above her. She looked up to see an ancient owl perched on a branch, its large golden eyes gazing down at them with a quiet, knowing wisdom. "Good evening, travelers," the owl greeted in a soft, warm voice. "I am Sage, keeper of the prairie's secrets." Daisy's eyes widened in surprise, but she felt no fear. Instead, she felt as though she had found a friend. "Hello, Sage. We didn't mean to disturb you." Sage let out a gentle hoot. "Oh, dear child, you are not disturbing me. In fact, I believe the prairie has brought you to me tonight. It whispers of dreams and secrets that have long been forgotten." Daisy's curiosity bubbled over. "What secrets?" The owl's golden eyes gleamed as he leaned closer. "There is a story that the prairie holds close, a story of a hidden meadow that only reveals itself to those with pure hearts and open minds. It is a place where time stands still and magic is as real as the stars above." Daisy felt her heart race with excitement. A hidden meadow. She turned to Finn, who wagged his tail in eager anticipation. Chapter 4 The Night Breeze's Gift. After bidding Sage farewell, Daisy and Finn continued down the shimmering path, eager to find the hidden meadow. The cool prairie wind swept around them, bringing with it a sweet, delicate fragrance that made Daisy feel calm and at peace. She reached out her hand, and the wind seemed to twirl around her fingers, almost as if it were guiding her. Suddenly, she noticed something small and shiny caught in a tuft of grass by the path. She knelt down and discovered a tiny, silver bell with a faint glow. "Oh, look, Finn!" Daisy whispered in awe. She held the bell up to her ear and gave it a gentle shake. The sound was soft and clear, like the first notes of a song. Daisy felt as though the bell was calling her forward, leading her toward the meadow. Chapter 5. The Hidden Meadow. They continued following the sound of the bell, their steps light and joyful. Soon, the path opened up, and there before them was a clearing unlike any Daisy had ever seen. Flowers of every color filled the meadow, their petals glowing softly under the moonlight. The air was filled with the scent of wild lavender and the gentle murmur of the breeze. In the center of the meadow was a small, sparkling pool. Daisy knelt beside it and gazed into the water, which reflected the starry sky above. She felt as though she were looking into another world, a world where dreams and reality mingled. She closed her eyes, and for a moment, she heard a soft voice echo in her mind. A voice as old as the prairie itself. "This meadow belongs to those who seek peace and joy. It is a place where dreams are born and memories linger." Chapter 6. Friends of the Meadow. As Daisy opened her eyes, she saw something moving in the meadow. Creatures of all kinds were gathering around. Rabbits with shining fur, foxes with tails like wisps of smoke, and even a family of deer with gentle, watchful eyes. They moved slowly, as though gliding on the wind itself, and each one greeted Daisy and Finn with a soft, silent gaze. A little fox trotted up to Daisy, his eyes bright and full of curiosity. "Welcome, friends," he said in a voice as light as a whisper. "We don't often get visitors here." Daisy smiled and petted the fox's soft fur. "Thank you for having us. This place feels like a dream." The fox nodded. "It is, in a way, but it's also very real. This meadow is a sanctuary for all who need it, a place where the worries of the world disappear, if only for a while." Chapter 7. The Dance of the Stars. As Daisy and Finn spent time in the meadow, they noticed that the stars above seemed to shine even brighter. The animals began to gather around, forming a gentle circle. The little fox nudged Daisy's hand and whispered, "Would you like to join us for the Dance of the Stars?" Daisy's eyes lit up. She had never heard of such a thing but felt honored to be invited. She stood up, and as the stars above sparkled, the animals began to sway and twirl, their movements gentle and graceful. The stars seemed to pulse in time with their movements, casting soft rays of light down onto the meadow. Daisy felt herself being lifted by the joy of the dance, her heart light and free. Even Finn joined in, prancing around with his tail held high, his bark a soft echo in the still night. Chapter 8. A Farewell and a Promise. As the dance ended, Daisy and Finn found themselves back at the edge of the meadow. The little fox came forward, his eyes filled with a quiet sadness. "It's time to go, but remember, this meadow will always be here for you. Anytime you need a place to dream, the prairie will welcome you." Daisy nodded, feeling a gentle tug of sadness but also a deep peace. She turned to Sage, who had joined them once more, perched on a branch above. "Thank you, Sage, and all of you. I'll never forget this night." The owl gave a soft hoot. The prairie never forgets those who walk its paths with open hearts. Farewell, little dreamer. Chapter 9. The Journey Back. As Daisy and Finn made their way back along the shimmering path, the stars slowly began to fade, and the first light of dawn appeared on the horizon. Daisy felt sleepy, but her heart was full. She knew that she would carry the memory of the hidden meadow and the friends she had met there forever. Finn nuzzled her hand, and she smiled down at him. "Maybe one day we'll come back." The prairie wind rustled around them, almost as if it were whispering, "Yes, you will." Chapter 10. Home Again. When they finally returned home, Daisy crawled into bed, her eyelids heavy but her heart light. As she drifted off to sleep, she could still feel the cool prairie wind, hear the soft song of the silver bell, and see the glow of the hidden meadow. And somewhere far off, in the heart of the prairie, a little fox curled up under the starlit sky, dreaming of the girl with the golden curls and her loyal friend who had danced under the stars with him. The end.